The numbers are starting to look better. We certainly have flattened the curve. We are in a position where restrictions are being eased. And of course, we went to, in beautiful bureaucratic government speak, phase 2 of stage 1 yesterday. In normal people speak, that means that restaurants and hair salons were able to open with many restrictions. And we're slowly getting to a new kind of reality together. I won't say we're going back to normal because we're not, but we're getting to a new kind of reality where it's really important that every single one of us continue to take all of the actions we can take to create to make sure that everyone, including ourselves, are safe.
Yesterday was the next step in Calgary's relaunch. Hairstyling and barbershops, as well as cafes, restaurants, pubs, and bars, opened for table service at 50% capacity. The vast majority of business owners and patrons did a fantastic job on day one of Calgary's reopening. Thank you. Business licensing received only 2 complaints, both related to physical distancing in hair salons, and our officers worked with the business owners to remedy the concerns, and both businesses are now in compliance with public health orders. If day one is any indication of what to expect, it's clear that business owners and patrons are taking the public health measures seriously. We are working on developing more opportunities to continue to separate people who bike from people who walk, allowing more people the space to physical distance. In the meantime, we ask you to visit a different park if you arrive at a park and the park is crowded. There are a few known hotspots in Calgary, and we're asking Calgarians to avoid the following parks due to congestion: the Eau Claire Promenade, Princess Island Park, Sue Higgins Dog Park, and Nose Hill Park. We continue to start with a lens of education when we're interacting with the public. Over the weekend, our parks ambassadors spoke with over 10,372 people that were out enjoying our parks and pathways. Our community peace officers conducted 190 visible patrols. 64 calls were received related to concerns about folks not following public health orders. This included physical distancing, public gatherings, and the use of closed playgrounds. Our community police officers, through these initiatives, issued 142 verbal warnings. Overall, through the weekend, we're happy to report there were no tickets handed out for public health violations. 3 tickets were issued to citizens for violating various bylaws. This included parking, responsible pet ownership, and traffic. Again, thank you, Calgary. These numbers have been steadily decreasing over the last 3 weeks, and this is a result of the work that you and your families have been doing. Our business license team was also out over the weekend, and they received 21 calls and conducted 32 inspections. Through all of these inspections, only 1 location was found not adhering to physical distancing, and that location was issued a warning. Business license inspectors and community peace officers will continue to be visible in our community to help ensure the safety of citizens, staff, and patrons of businesses for the foreseeable future.
We have kept parks and sport fields open, and we are allowing for more permits use as we're working with the various users to develop different ideas. Now, as for playgrounds, the current plan, and we'll have more to say about this on Thursday, but the current plan is to allow those to open for June 1st, next Monday. It's not just a matter of ripping down the yellow tape. We've gone through a long winter and many periods of many months of disuse, so they do all need to be inspected and made sure they're safe. So do not use your playground until that tape has been removed and it is clear to be used. But I have to make something clear, and you're going to hear me say this a lot over the next few days. Playgrounds remain a high-risk activity, and it is critical that parents are looking after their kids in a way much beyond what you ever did before. Those are high-touch surfaces. You don't know whose child or who touched that surface before your child. So when you go to the playground, you're going to take wipes with you. You're going to wipe down those surfaces before and after you use them because nobody else is doing it. They're not getting cleaned on a regular basis. It's impossible. You're going to wash your hands and your kids' hands before and after. You're going to have hand sanitizer with you. I know I sound like such a killjoy, but then the kids can have fun. But we do have to do these small things to ensure that we're keeping everybody safe. And we will have more information on that on Thursday, but our goal is June 1st. I am not aware of any plans to do that. I know people are talking about it, and I do know there is quite a difference of opinion among some of the different merchants along Stephen Avenue about it. Also, there is a concern about funneling too many people into one place, which is, of course, the same issue we have, for example, on the Eau Claire pathway. I'm open to having the discussion, but as I said earlier, for every restaurant that says, I want the space for my patio, I hear from a restaurant that says, I need to be able to have people drop off my elderly patrons right at my door, or I need cab service right there. So ultimately, it's all about being good neighbors and figuring this all out. I know the Calgary Downtown Association, which is the association of the businesses on Stephen Avenue, is talking about this. I'm very open to have that discussion with them and just make sure that we're answering all of these questions to everyone's satisfaction before we make a decision.